It's not her studios, but it is AfterBuzz. We're here for Season 1, Episode 3, So Cosmo. There's a lot of Deandra. Before heads roll, right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I didn't even
Oh,
know
yeah.
there,
The strobe light going on.
Mina, come on.
Where's the girl?
Oh, my sexual dance?
Yeah.
Let it go. Welcome in to the AfterBuzz Studios for another episode of So Cosmo.
Our boys are coming in later.
Yeah.
Later.
Oh.
Episode 3, Season 1, Before Heads Roll. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips.
What's up, guys? I'm Jessica Carroll, and you can find me at Jess Carroll TV.
Hi guys, I'm Serio, and you can follow me at Serio.
Hi, I'm Mina Wahab, and you can find me on Mina Makes Magic.
And round of applause. That was amazing. Joanna said on episode 1 that you have to introduce your full name, and then we just crushed it as a group. So
We did.
We could just stop the tape. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, guys.
No, but seriously, so tonight's episode jam-packed as always, and before heads roll. So initially we start off, there's a lot of Deandra, we're gonna get to her.
Yeah.
But at the start, they go to live Magic Mike auditions, and immediately the team is there. I felt like Tiffany was uncomfortable. What were your thoughts or initial reactions?
I was a little distracted by the boys, first of all. I would have loved to take part in those auditions. But yeah, she did seem a little awkward.
She seemed a little uncomfortable. What'd you think?
Joanna, I feel like
felt
the most uncomfortable
Okay.
out of them all.
Mina?
But I would have loved to.
Yeah, well, Tiffany even later on at one of the parties said, yeah, it's not my thing, but I'm just going to embrace it. So I think, like, anything remotely out of her comfort zone, she just feels like,
Yeah.
deer in headlights.
What about you three?
Oh, I would have been
You've made your case.
all about
I
it.
would have been all about it too. I would be, at first I'd be like a little scared, but then I would like want to join in.
I would have.
If it were like a professional setting, I'd be super awkward. If it was just like bachelorette party, I would have been more in my element.
Oh, yeah.
Work, like mixing work with play like that is really
But
awkward.
this work is like...
Yeah, and plus they're so close. Like, they go out for drinks after. Not with Joanna, but I loved how Joanna was like, oh, I feel like there's a lap dance coming, and I am not okay with it. And her face was blushing.
Yeah.
I was dying. She deserved that lap dance, so I'm glad. That guy, he had the balls to do it, and I'm
I
glad
just
he did
love
it.
how she just so casually said, she was like, yeah, my friend Channing Tatum.
I know.
Like, who gets to say that?
Yeah.
No
She's
big
got,
deal.
she's got a lot of popular friends. All right, so I thought that Deandra kind of like was in the zone there. She was loving it, and even Tiffany's assistant. I
Yeah.
don't remember her name, but she was digging it too. So good for them. They had a good time.
She even like brought her sweatpants to
I
throw
know,
on.
I noticed that.
I
She was
love
like
that.
in the air, on the ground, on
Yeah.
the chair, like she was
She was, like,
everywhere.
She was all about it. She
So-
needed that flexibility, you know?
Then we kind of find out a little bit more about the new editor-in-chief, and that is going to be Michelle Promaleku. I hope
Yep.
I got that right.
Yep, that was pretty good. We looked it
Yeah.
up last. Yep.
So she's the new editor-in-chief. She's coming over from being the editor at Women's Health, so maybe Cosmopolitan's going to be a little bit more healthy.
A little bit more healthy, but
I mean, I
not
don't
like
know.
too much. That
Well,
was
they
so
did
funny.
bring-
It said in the last episode, remember, James was like, you gotta like go towards the people who are like still gonna eat that cupcake, but like want to lose the 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Those are the Cosmo readers.
Yeah.
So Joanna's talking about the team, and I personally liked one part where I got it really well. She said she compared when the new editor-in-chief comes into like a sports team, brings in their own players, and they cut bait, and like I can understand the sports reference. So I was impressed by Joanna's, like, she's just really well versed.
I think so.
Did you guys get the sports team?
No, I
I-
definitely
See, I was
did.
all about it. I'm like,
That
yeah, man.
went over my head.
I thought we were vibing right there, Joanna and I.
You felt it through the
I was
TV.
like, yeah, Joanna and me on the same level now.
But I
finally.
liked how Joanna went through and kind of talked about each employee.
She did, and speaking of that, she called Steven extremely capable. She noted that Deandra is Cosmo, and Lee is a rock star, and she had pretty nice things to say about everyone. And obviously, you know, Michelle will determine what fits for her. What would be your initial takes, ladies, on, you know, I guess Michelle, how she came in, the whole team, and any interactions?
I like her. I mean, I think that she seems I don't know who said it, but someone said Michelle might be even more Cosmo than Joanna, and I don't get that vibe right off the bat.
Yeah.
But
I think Joanna said that.
I think Joanna said
Joanna
that.
said that.
To her. Yeah. Or
So
someone.
I mean, I think Joanna is like for sure Cosmo, like, but I don't see that side of Michelle yet. But she seems very nice, like great head on her shoulders. She knows what she wants, so I think that she's going to be a great chief editor.
Yeah. No, I think she seems really nice. I mean, it's still like a little awkward, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone is trying to accept her, like with Deandra and Steven, like being there, seeing her new office and everything. I felt like everyone's trying, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about her, but there's something about her that feels super intimidating, in a different way from Joanna, because Joanna is like, I don't know, she's gonna be really hard to replace, but Michelle did say that she wanted to bring some levity to the magazine, you know, like make it lighter, like more fun. So I wonder what she's gonna do to incorporate.
Yeah, and I wonder what Joanna thought about that comment.
Yeah, because it's almost like offensive in a way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I thought.
insult compliment, like I'm gonna make this
Better.
Yeah.
I'm making it better.
Yeah.
So now's a good time if you guys are watching at any point this week. Let us know in the comment section what you think about Michelle's introduction. Will she make a good editor-in-chief? And if so, how so? And let's say maybe someone's not going to make it on our team. Who would that be? Moving on.
Your hair game is really good tonight.
Yeah, you can also comment on my hair game. I got a haircut. It's been a while. But moving on to tonight's episode, we find out they're planning for an event that they hold once a year called Fun, Fearless, Money.
Money, yep.
It's on a Saturday. They invite about 200 to 250 females. And basically the theme is going to be to talk about money to women. And they're going to bring in some heavy-hitting CEOs. They named Tinders, Warby Parkers,
Rent the Runway.
Rent the Runway. So
Spanx, yeah.
a bunch of successful companies, their CEOs are going to come and talk. It sounds like a fantastic day. They're initially planning for that. Now, my question to not only you three, but everyone out there is, how much would a ticket to that be?
You know, I'm not sure. I feel like, especially with Cosmo running the whole show, and then those high people, I'm not sure, but it would be pretty pricey.
That's what I was thinking, and also in New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I feel like it would be pretty pricey, if not invitation only kind of thing for certain people, obviously, but not like everyone. But I just know, like, here, tickets for like a beauty conference is like $250, which isn't like a lot. But
sometimes those are
so much more because it's Cosmo.
Right.
And also, yeah, because you're getting like FaceTime with these CEOs, with Cosmopolitan people, and it's obviously, I learned tonight also, friends, that Cosmopolitan is the biggest female media brand in the world. Again, my Cosmopolitan education is growing, and so if you're going to get a Saturday with that, that sounds pretty awesome. Would you three want to be invited to that event?
Yeah,
yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it was kind of cool because they did say that a lot of the people that do attend are obviously readers of Cosmo. So hopefully in the next episodes, because we love hearing those stories, hopefully we'll hear more from the actual people, from the people who read the magazine.
They said it was like an interactive event, which I liked.
Yeah.
Right, they did say that.
And I mean, 200 to 250, it's still pretty intimate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm thinking that's
definitely.
not a ton of people. It's not like Fashion Week
Yeah.
or anything like that.
And I love how Evan, they put Evan up on stage and they're like, he'll just do fine. The girls will just stare at him.
I know. That just seems like it'll be fun.
So Deandra, this is going to be basically her baby. Like, she's kind of planning it, and that's what she's focused on. Now, following that, we hear about, I think it was Adam. He talks about he used to have a journal, or he has a journal about the pros and cons of his relationship and staying in it. When the guys are kind of talking about this. Now, this is very foreign to me right now. So, ladies, give me your pros and cons if you had a journal about staying in a relationship.
Oh gosh. I mean, it would definitely, my pros would probably be more than he can cook. And, you know, he looks good with the shirt off.
Yeah.
But I'm not really like a journal kind of girl.
Ladies?
I don't journal either, but a pro, I would just be like, clean up after yourself. You're nice. You're like not coming to me now.
I would be like, he's close with his family, you know, like more values instead of, but that was funny.
Takes initiative,
Yeah.
plans things.
You know, career driven.
Just like what you would want to have in a relationship from a guy. Like nothing like crazy, like I don't know. I
Makes
can't think of
me
any
laugh.
You guys have to
using now.
speak the same love language too. There's a book called The 5 Different Love Languages.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 different ways that most people express
There you go.
love, like either gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, and so on. So I feel like whatever your top 2 are should kind of mesh with
Theirs.
whoever you're with.
Or at least you should know what each other's love language is.
Yeah,
so
so
you
that
know
you can
how, right.
give love the way they like to receive
Yeah.
You
it.
seem very confused, and I feel like you
I
should
was just
take
thinking
this
that I
quiz.
really love affirmations, so
Words of
Yeah.
affirmation.
So that's
yeah,
a love language,
affirmation.
words, yeah.
But no, I was still trying to think about the journal and like the idea of keeping a journal and writing stuff in it, and what you thought in just that idea. Would you ever do that?
No.
Keep a journal? No, I mean I might like write in my notes something, but nothing like. No, I'm
feel
not
like
like
that's what people do with,
January
like,
5th.
Facebook status updates where they like
Yeah.
put out in
No.
this day and age, at least I feel like people's diaries are social media for
Yeah.
the most part.
Or they blog. And
Yeah.
become famous.
Blog.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys keep a journal out there. Let us know more about it. I'm still a little confused.
Especially if
about
I
everything.
lived with the person, like what if they saw my journal?
That would be so terrible, right?
But it's also like, to me, I feel like if you're at that stage, it's like, I feel like your communication level should not be at a journal level.
It should be
you
in
should
person.
Talk
Yeah.
to each other.
Communication
You
is
know?
key. Yeah.
That's what I think. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
No, don't be sorry. I like it. So after this, we find out that Deandra wants to kind of have a conversation with the relationship expert, Matthew Hussey.
Yeah.
He had heard about Evan and Deandra flirting, and so they kind of talk about it, and Deandra suspected that through the gossip it was Tiffany. So what I thought from that immediately was that Deandra's very instinctive.
Yeah.
She has good instincts, and she approaches, after talking to Matthew, she approaches Tiffany about the situation. Did you think that was the right move, or what did you guys think about all that?
You know, Deandra even approached Tiffany before when she felt she was a little out of line with how she handled her assistants. And so I think that, you know, just like I said, I think communication is so important. So I like that Deandra approached Tiffany, and she wasn't like, you told Matthew. It was just kind of like, hey, I was talking to Matthew, and he already knew about Evan and I. Like, do you know how? And then Tiffany, of course, opened up. So I liked that Deandra just came forward and asked Tiffany immediately. I like that.
I feel like that's just the relationship the two of them have together.
Yeah.
Which I admire, because a lot of people like sometimes fear talking straightforward to someone like that. So I feel like that's a good quality. People may cringe a little bit, but I respect it.
Well-
And like also, everyone's talking about it in the office.
Yeah,
So
like
It could
it's
have been
not,
anybody.
it's not like new information. Like I wouldn't be surprised if if friggin' Joanna even mentioned
yeah,
it.
like she knows because Deandra went up to her
Right.
in the first episode.
Yeah. So
I just think they're open.
But
But Joanna has like more important things to worry about than
She does
telling,
not care.
than
But, like,
telling Matthew that
yeah, the
who
fact that
Deandra's love
Matthew
interest is.
knows, it's like not shocking at all. I don't know why Deandra was like, how did you
I
find
know.
out? Like,
Well, he said
Everyone's
Matthew
talking about it
asked
in
him,
the
like,
office.
Who do you tell? Like, who do you tell everything to all the time? And she's like, Tiffany.
yeah.
Yeah. So they do have that relationship where they tell each other everything. Apparently.
Well, I was only asking, especially that, because we did see earlier in the episode where Deandra went to Tiffany, and Tiffany was kind of taken aback and didn't like that she was kind of judging her, and she was saying whose place it is. So I just think that maybe Tiffany and Deandra is something to watch. But speaking of something to watch, and you got to watch now, is Steven and Deandra. Because that's
like,
tension
jeez.
that starts to simmer in tonight's episode, and that starts with them talking about Deandra's kind of planning who's going to be with who for the fun event, the fun fearless money event, and Steven, I guess, wants to be with Ashley Graham,
Yeah.
who he had booked for the event. Did you think he was in the right place, saying like he booked her, he should get to be with her at the event, and that Deandra's just kind of being difficult, or that he shouldn't have special privileges or whatnot? Like, where do you feel that relationship is at the start of tonight's episode?
I mean, I feel like he's really condescending towards her, but I think he has every right to approach her and tell her, hey, I booked Ashley Graham. I'd really appreciate it if you put us together. But he almost made it seem like you better do it versus can you just please do it? It's a given. You know, you can tell that when he says things, it's with judgment and condescension.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't like that. And it comes out of jealousy, I'm almost positive.
Oh, totally. He could have literally said that if he just used the right words.
Yeah.
And was just like, hey, like, I don't know if you remember, but, like, I booked Ashley Graham. She was one of, like, the hugest covers for us. So I just feel like I would work really well with her.
There was no pun intended, right?
What did I say?
Hugest.
Oh.
Shout out to Ashley Graham. I was just with the So Cosmo.
Wasn't her
pretty
cover
funny.
the one got sold the
Yeah,
most?
that's what they said in the last episode.
Yeah, so
She
her
crushed it.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
she did really
crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that he had the right to
Yeah.
say like, "Hey, I booked her. I would love
Totally.
to work with her." I just think that, once again, he kind of would use anything to kind of push it in her face.
There is a
Yeah.
little tension there,
Yeah.
and I kind of agree. In some places, it seems like maybe he's kind of standing right there. It did seem like he wanted to make sure she got the point, but it seemed like he was kind of doing it in a nice manner. Just remember, he kept saying it because she wasn't like, "Yeah, you'll get it. Maybe you will." And he
She said that she'd try, but don't hate me if I don't.
which is
so.
like setting you up to not get it.
Yeah.
Is the way I took that. So
I know. And then he was like, okay, can't wait to work with her. And she's
Yeah.
like, okay.
they just each want to get the last word.
Yeah.
And I also wonder, do you think that part of that maybe is for camera play?
Oh, for
Totally.
sure.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Definitely.
But we're
Yeah.
not done with Deandra because Deandra just basically steals the rest of the episode. And now we move to a night out. It's been a stressful week, and Deandra is at drinks with a couple of the guys, and Adam's there, and then we find out Brandon is there, and he's a friend of a friend, and Deandra and Brandon kind of have an attraction for each other. They're flirting almost like Brandon was Evan from past episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deandra's a big flirt.
It went
Huge.
from
Big.
like 0 to 60 in like, I don't know how
Real quick.
fast.
My heart was like breaking seeing Evan's reaction. Like, I was just like, oh my god, Evan, no.
Oh.
Because he's so sweet. Like, he doesn't get aggressive or anything. He doesn't have like that, toxic masculinity where he's like, oh, what are you doing?
Well-
So he's just so sweet and like understanding and gives her space. Like, if she wants to do this, there's nothing I can do, which is kind of true,
As he should.
Yeah, he's respectful. I really like that.
Yeah.
Also, I think he comes into that night when they're already flirting, and it sort of becomes what is called later a love triangle. And I think he does take the right approach in that they are working together now.
Mm-hmm.
So that does actually make a difference because it's difficult to mix business with pleasure.
Definitely.
So we learn about, speaking of business and pleasure, Steven mentions that a little bit later. He says he doesn't really like to go out with some of the people after work because he doesn't want to mix, maybe it's because he doesn't really like some
Especially
people.
Deandra.
Yeah, he does say especially
Maybe
Deandra.
he just doesn't get along with
But
them.
he did say Nicole also. I caught that.
Yeah, he did say that.
But where do you stand? If you guys were in where do you stand on that mixing, work with pleasure? Do you try to? I mean, where's the border?
It
Where's the
depends.
line?
If it's like a 9 to 5 job, hell no. Like, no, I would not do that because I think that's way too much to see them all the time and also to have to deal with, like, if anything happens in that relationship and for it to go wrong, you have to see them at work and everybody knows your business. But if you have a job in entertainment where it's more like hours are flexible, you're not going to see them every second of the day, like, it's not necessarily a typical office environment, then I say, yeah, why not? Like, it really depends on the environment.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree, but I think that the closer you are with the people you work with, the better it's going to be, more fun. You're going to, be able to talk, chit-chat during lunch, whatever. So I'm a firm believer of, hanging out outside of work. Dating, now that's another story.
That's where it becomes-
That's when it comes too
Yeah.
much. I don't think you should date your coworkers.
Especially if you're going to be hanging out like a family that much. Because
Yeah.
if you start to date, then feelings get caught, and it's hard to keep everything
But no, I think
copacetic.
the fact that they grab drinks and let loose after is 100% great. It only brings them closer at work.
Yeah.
It's a really good company culture.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But yeah, if it's a 9 to 5 job like that, it's not even a 9 to 5 job. They even work weekends sometimes. So it's just too much to have to like.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you get along with the person, like you work with them, you can't help that.
Yeah.
So if you just want to hang out with them, I say, yeah,
Yeah.
have a sleepover.
That's
No,
good.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right, well, before we move on to a cameo in tonight's episode, I want to know then, if you had, who do you think Deandra should choose? If it was Team Evan, or are you Team Brandon?
I like both of them.
They're both likable, but which did you prefer?
Evan. But I don't know. I haven't seen too much of Brandon to know if they'd be a good fit.
Do you think we're gonna see more of Brandon?
I kind of hope so. Like, I'd be interested to learn more about him.
I
and
don't think so.
It seemed. I don't
feel
think
like
so,
Evan
but I
and
hope
Deandra
so.
aren't over.
Ooh, that might
But
be a
also,
prediction.
Evan.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing: is Deandra's a big flirt. So I don't know if she did this, with an intention, but if you flirt in front of someone who has feelings for you, he's gonna want you even more. And even when
I
Evan,
disagree.
you don't think Evan wants Deandra more now?
I disagree. I don't.
Well, even when
Yes,
he
I
was
like
leaving, she was like. He said to both of them, make sure you get home safely because he does care. So
very
he
sweet.
could either use this as an excuse to kind of back off and end his relationship with Deandra, or he's going to want her even more and be like, so she, picks up guys very easy. She's very flirty, but I really like her, and so I'm going to work even harder to keep her in my life. So it could go two ways.
All good points. Speaking of Evan and wanting Deandra more, he might want one of his exes more because later in tonight's episode,
Yeah.
Evan has a date with his ex, Chelsea,
Yes.
who comes over with his friend. His brother's over, and seems like right from when they see each other, they're back on.
Yeah.
They kiss, and we know that they bone.
Yeah, that was
Really funny.
That was a little.
She was gorgeous, though.
She was gorgeous.
I think she was doing that for camera.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
But-
totally. It
And
was
I thought
that.
it
It
was
was that
funny.
It was strange flirting.
Airtime.
Like, oh.
Also, I think their relationship feels like so much like sexual energy versus romantic energy. Like, you
just-
can tell he's crazy attracted to her, but I don't think it doesn't seem romantic to me. Like with Deandra, I felt like the way he looked at her was a little different. Like he was attracted to her, but
Yeah.
it felt a little more romantic.
I feel like he has still a lot to learn about Deandra, and with Chelsea, I just felt like it was comfortable.
Yeah.
They were used to it. It
And
felt good.
They're friends with benefits.
And
I
he-
wonder how long ago they just broke up.
Didn't they say
But
2 years?
2 years they've been off and on. No, it sounds like, and it also, to me, it seemed like he probably invited her over after whatever happened with Deandra the night before, however many nights it was, so it made
get
him
his
feel
ego
better,
back
and,
up.
and to kind of distract him from thinking about Deandra.
Yeah.
She contacted him.
I always love
Yeah.
when they use that line though in like any show where they're like, yeah, like this girl or this guy, like they just like got in
just
touch with me.
do,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah, well, you're on this show, so
Yeah.
I see why they contact.
Right.
I just
If you
love
were
when
my
they
ex,
say
I would
that.
probably reach out to you, too.
I love when they say that.
So they must have had a fun night. Who knows what happened? But then we get a cameo at the office with Sierra stopping by.
Who gets that in life too? Channing Tatum and then
Sierra. She's gorgeous.
She
Just off
seriously
an
is.
airplane.
She's gorgeous.
Looking amazing. Although those shoes, heck no.
No.
They
ever.
looked great on her, but they were way too high.
I didn't like the combo of like she was wearing like a short skirt, right, but with a long army thing. I didn't feel like it went together. I would have like paired that with skinny jeans.
Look at her.
Oh, you are
Little
crushing
fashionista
tonight.
crushing
over
it.
You're
there.
crushing tonight.
I'm loving the camo, though. I love
I
camos
feel like
back
I'm
in.
good
I
at
love what's happening
judging,
right
but
now.
not implementing my own style. But I feel like I know what looks good on other people
That's
and what's
funny.
flattering.
I feel like we're gonna have to do something in the next weeks where we put up a couple like outfits and you just break them down.
Oh my gosh, like Fashion Police.
Oh, is that what that show is?
Yeah.
All right,
Here we
that's all
are.
right. Already taken. All right. So Sierra just stops by for 20 seconds. We get a little camera time with her. She's awesome. Good luck to her. And then we have a dinner that's set up by Joanna to kind of introduce Michelle to the team and kind of have everyone in a loose setting get to know each other a little bit better, at least Michelle and the team. And so they have dinner at the Chef's Club, and this is where the Before Heads Roll title comes out because Michelle in the introduction kind of makes a joke, which was good. It kind of like broke the ice where it's great to meet you all, before your heads roll or whatever, which was a good opener. And it's just funny to me because the one thing I noticed, it seemed like from everything that the guys were left out.
Yeah.
I do feel like that.
Yeah.
Their expressions were totally we're not part of this, and it just all the commentary was the girls like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this together, we're gonna do this.
Deandra
Yeah.
was bonding with her.
Deandra was doing that, and that must have pissed Steven off. And even Michelle at one point said about who was gonna go like next year to Milan, and that someone would take like James's place.
It feels like the Devil Wears Prada again. Like remember like how they had that whole who's going to
Yeah,
Fashion
yeah.
Week?
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
like,
it was just
fight
like a
for it.
close up on like James and Steven and both of their faces. They're just like, like not amused.
Yeah.
They were over it. They were ready to go home.
That joke would piss me off, though. Like, not gonna lie, if someone made that joke, I'd be like, seriously? You're gonna, like, insinuate that I'm not going? It would just be annoying. So I get where they're coming from, but...
So this is about the point in tonight's episode where Steven calls Deandra an actress. So I'm asking you guys on the panel and out there, is Deandra an actress?
Yes, but I really like her. She
is coming in.
But I
You're
really
great.
like her, though, because she's so likable, even if she is an actress. Like, I think she does this thing where she tries to be likable, and she knows how to talk to each person and, like, cater to each person's personality. And she's kind of a chameleon, but her personality is super likable, and she's assertive, and I love the way she communicates because it's very effective, and I like the way she defends herself.
Right.
So.
She wants people to like her, and she is likable. She knows how to read people, and so she uses that to her advantage. Definitely. But I think, I mean, work it, girl. Like, you tell Michelle how great her office looks, whether you like it or you don't, you know? Like, oh, white fluffy chair, yes, love it. Yeah, of course you say that. You're not going to be like,
Yeah.
Maybe
and
we
I
should have done
don't
this.
even see it as fake. Like, even if it isn't, like, there's a part of it that's kind of, like, actressy, but I wouldn't say that she's not genuine at the same
She
time.
has a kind
She's
of a
just,
bubbly
like,
personality
yeah,
that comes
she's just
through.
bubbly, and she's, like, maybe slightly exaggerating how she would be with someone else.
I think she's using her instincts, and she's smart. And,
she's super smart.
And I think that at the same time, Steven is smart too. So Steven can see what's happening, and it frustrates him.
Because he
Gets under
can
his
see
skin,
like
'cause he
where
knows-
she could go if she continues this, and he's just like doesn't want that to happen at all.
And I also wouldn't say that she's not a suck up. Like, she's an independent woman. She has great opinions. She doesn't take shit from anyone else, but she knows how to please people, which is so important, especially in this industry. You want people to like you.
That's a really good point, and like a good subtle difference to note, that she knows how to please people without being a suck up, because there is a line there.
Yeah.
And Sarah, you mentioned places that she should go. Well, I'll tell you one place that Deandra couldn't go, and that was the Philip Klein dinner, because Steven decided that she was not going to be in attendance. How'd you feel about that?
I love your segues, by the way. Like, they are on point.
Thank you.
Speaking of places that she can't go.
You guys, you setting me up. It's like we're playing volleyball.
No, I
here.
love it.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see why she shouldn't have gone. Like, why Steven said that. I now know why, because he's just bitter. But the fact also that she didn't go, I don't think it really affected, like, her career or anything of that sort. So I just thought it was kind of like, blah. He just did it to be spiteful.
Of course.
I want to know,
Like-
did he get paired with Ashley Graham? Because maybe it's one of those things that he didn't get paired with her, and
We're
he's
gonna
like,
know because
since I didn't get paired with her, you're not coming to
we're gonna know
so-and-so.
in the next episode.
It's a power play for sure. Because you know how she had the upper hand in the other situation? He wanted to, like, flex his muscles in the new situation.
Well, do you think that she should have been able to go based on the way that we see it play out with the fact that the other assistants, even though she's a coordinator or whatnot, the people on a similar level maybe weren't able to go? And also, it did seem like they had a conversation at the end of tonight's episode, and she didn't actually seem like she minded not being able to go.
No,
she didn't, but at the same time, why would she go up to him and ask him how the event was?
I think that's just being thoughtful.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, she has so much going on organizing this event.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that she honestly didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, she's already really close with Joanna. She didn't need to be there. She has so much going on. I think that he probably approached her wanting her to care more.
Yeah.
He wanted it to cause drama and have her fight back, and she was like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about it. Like, that's your event. You have fun. Go.
And I don't think it was Stevie's place to decide whether or not she gets to go. I think it's someone else's decision.
Well, though, we did hear Tiffany say that she was actually in agreement with Steven's decision.
Yeah.
And then she's even friends with Deandra. She just didn't want to be a part of it, she said.
Yeah.
So it seemed like to me that actually Steven made the right call. It just, the rest of it maybe
it
didn't.
seems like it's not her area of expertise. She even mentioned, hey, Fashion Week's not my thing. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
And then he goes, yeah, and if the assistants can't go, you can't go. It's just
Was
like,
it-
I'm not an assistant.
That was the part where Steven kind of was like a little bit.
He was pushing. He wanted
really
her to
was.
fight back.
Power play.
The party just
what
seems-
what is her job? Because she says she's not an assistant, but she's a brand coordinator, and Stevie's like coordinator, assistant, you know.
So Mina, you're on the side of thinking it is the same job.
Yeah.
Is it the same job, Sarah?
It's not the same, but is it the same level? Is
It's
what
not
I'm
the
saying.
same
It
job.
feels like an intermediate level between assistant and senior, like somewhere in between, right?
I think it's above an
I
assistant.
think it's above an assistant for sure. I don't think it's where like Tiffany's at. No, it's like
No, it's not.
assistant. Then I feel like something else would happen. Then Deandra. Then like a
Yeah.
little more to get to like Leah and them.
Yeah, the assistants are like in the back changing out hangers. You know, she.
Until
She's
this
an-
episode, though, I always thought that she was above Tiffany. And
No.
this is the
Oh.
episode where I was like,
No.
wait, yeah, just because she gets special treatment
girl.
all the time. And
So
she's
we're
doing
not watching
just
the
'cause
right
she's
show.
a flirt. Just 'cause she's a flirt.
Because she's like involved in so many different spheres, you know, and she's directly working with Joanna on a lot of these assignments and reporting to her. So I was like, well, yes, Tiffany is in charge of assistants, but for some reason I feel like Deandra gets better opportunities because of who she's constantly like tied to. You know what I mean? Or am
Well,
I totally off?
Shout out to Deandra, because not only did she take what Steven said in stride and handle it with class, she even shouted out the assistants and saying that she has love for them too. So she's got a possible.
She is a
She's
politician.
got a possible role in politics down the road.
Yeah, she's
just.
I'm
she's
gonna
good.
miss her, and I don't even really know her, but I love Joanna.
Yeah.
Okay, so the episode basically ends with kind of a going away night for Joanna, where they're having a burlesque party at Philip Klein's. We see more cameos, Fabulous the rapper, some other people. They were
Oh,
there.
Sir John. Sir John was there, and he does Beyonce's makeup. I've actually met him, interviewed him a few times. He is fabulous. He's amazing.
Oh, I like what you did there. Okay.
And then Fabulous, I didn't know he was a rapper, but
Really? Of course you've heard his music.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so
Maybe. I haven't heard of him till
the main
today,
takeaway
though.
from that was that Joanna stayed for a little and then she left, and it was very emotional for her to kind of say her goodbyes there. And even though she's still going to see people and it's gonna be a different role, but she there was emotions there.
She's literally like the Queen of England.
yeah.
She has so much elegance and like she's so strong but you could really she was like, I've never felt these tingly sensations in my body before.
I'm on the
And
verge of, I'm getting
girl.
emotional. It's time for me to leave.
I know, but it was just so sweet, and you could just tell like she obviously did the right thing working at Cosmopolitan because
Yeah.
everyone loved her and like does not want her to go.
What does the Queen of England actually do, though? Like, I've always wondered, like, is she just like a placeholder for something? What did she do?
The Queen of England?
Yeah, but what does she do? She's the queen, but what are her duties?
I don't know.
And obligations?
If you guys know the Queen of England's duties, please
would
let Mina
love
know.
to know.
She would love to know, and then she could share it with us on future episodes. So finally, before we get out of here, I want to know, and before we get to the predictions, if you had to decide right now, you have Team Steven, Team Deandra, what team are you?
I really like this is terrible, but I love their little back and forths because even though it's so messed up, it's so entertaining.
Makes for
to
good
watch.
TV,
Makes
but
for
what
really good TV.
What team are
I'm
you?
Team Deandra just because I feel like Steven's making things too big of a deal just for the drama. It's like, back off, buddy. Get your own life to take care of.
Okay, Sarah.
Same way.
Yeah?
I wanted to be like, oh, I'm Team Steven, but I'm not.
No.
Like Team Deandra for sure because she didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She did not do anything.
Like Stevie
She
just
might
gets
not have
annoyed
said.
with
She
her.
might not have given Steven Ashley. You
And
don't know
maybe
yet.
I'll change that in the
Okay,
future.
well that's
but
why I
for
want to know
now,
where we are right now. What
that's
about
where
you,
I'm
Mina?
at.
I definitely like Deandra a lot, and I get where Stevie's coming from because I feel like we all have that one annoying coworker whenever we have a 9-to-5 job that's just like being too over the top, trying way too hard, and yeah, obviously there's a bit of jealousy on his end, but I'm definitely Team Deandra, even though I understand where
What
Stevie's
about you?
coming
That
from.
was a surprise. I thought
I
you were going a
know.
different
I
way
was
there.
ready. I was excited.
Deandra's my favorite part about the show. I think she's like killing it in every sphere, and she works
Should get
really
shirts
hard.
made.
I'm
Team
also
Deandra.
Yeah.
I'm also impressed that you've given Steven a nickname.
Stevie.
I went down on her too.
Good things happening with that. So I'm gonna say this: Deandra's got it all going on. She's super instinctive, and she's been great. But I think there's drama ahead for her, and definitely, obviously, including Steven. But since I'm the only male on the panel, I'm gonna stick with the men, and I'm gonna be Team Steven. But I like Deandra. No, it's all love.
Why Team Stevie?
I gotta stand up for my
He's
boy,
just
you know?
standing up for
I
him.
think Deandra would appreciate that. All right, you have any last words before we do predictions?
I want to see. Oh gosh, who is the guy interested in Evan's gay brother?
James.
James.
Literally, he's my
I
spirit
wanted-
animal.
I love him, first of all, and I want James to meet Evan's gay brother.
Me too. He was like, oh, where does he live? West Hollywood with his boyfriend. Oh, I'm there all the time. like
That was perfect.
what?
What does his abs look
That was
like?
great.
He was like, is it like you? He's like, yeah, it's just like me, but like a taller runway model. He was like, oh my god, I'm already in love with him.
I love him
great.
so much.
That was great.
Ah.
All right, let's do some predictions here.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Mina?
I think Deandra is going to regret her decision to pull away from Evan, especially once she sees his relationship with his on-again, off-again fling, or is it a girlfriend, or friends with benefit girl?
Something.
I don't know.
Whatever,
I think of
ex,
that
I feel
yeah.
like she's totally gonna regret it. Also, I think she's gonna be one of Michelle Promolyko's favorites.
Yep.
I'm trying to get a sense of who Michelle Promolyko likes and doesn't like, but we've only seen very little. And I do think she's gonna gravitate towards this Deandra and also Leah,
for sure,
Leah.
Leah. I think Leah's
Oh.
gonna be her favorite.
Yeah.
Leah's gonna go up there. I think the same thing. I think that Evan and Deandra are not over yet. I still think something's gonna happen there. And I'm still wanting the beef between Steven and Deandra, even though if it's all made up and people are just trying to make something happen, keep it happening. And next episode, I want it to be all about James. That's it.
Ooh.
Yes, I love James. I also agree. I want Steven to keep sitting Deandra down and saying, because I do like that he's pulling this drama out of his butt, and so I just want to keep hearing it because it makes me laugh, and I love how Deandra's like, oh please, like I could care less. So I want to see more of that. I do think Evan and Deandra are not done yet, that they're gonna, at least the producers are gonna, as long as they can.
Pull it out.
And then I'm excited just to get to know Michelle a little bit more.
Yeah.
I like it. That was a lot of predictions from all three of you ladies. I would say that I just think that the Deandra and Evan thing, I think, is going to involve a third party in the office. I don't know which member, but that's what I'm going to throw out there. And also, I'd say if anyone is possibly in trouble with Michelle, it's going to be Tiffany.
I was thinking that, yeah, Tiffany. But why
But I don't
Tiffany?
know.
Just
Why?
because of how she manages her assistants?
I thought that maybe they were showing signs of things that could be troublesome. But who knows?
Do you think Tiffany's a good friend or a bad friend for, not defending Deandra and saying she should come and staying out of that situation
In
completely?
the Philip Plein dinner?
Yeah.
No, I think that Tiffany was right. I mean, it seemed like it was Steven's call. He said it. She said he was right. So, and I think, it's tough with the cameras around too, though, because obviously now they're all watching the episode and they see everything that
probably
actually
watching it
happened.
together.
Yeah.
Like tonight honestly was probably a difficult episode for Deandra and Evan to watch.
Yeah.
Probably.
Especially Deandra.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of things. I doubt that the same situation is now as when they filmed.
Totally.
But regardless, you guys can catch us every Wednesday night. We'll be back next week. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips, and I'm always joined by these lovely ladies.
And I'm Jessica Carroll, and you can find me at Jess Carroll TV on all social media platforms.
Again, I am Sarah Serio, and you can find me at Sarah Serio.
I'm Mina Wahab. You can remember that because it rhymes with kebab. And you can find me,
Love that.
Mina Makes Magic, Instagram, Twitter. Find me on there.
And
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.